For every loved prankster, there is also one hated by everyone, starting with French prankster Amin Mojito, who would find himself behind bars after he took his pranks way too far. On June 20th, 2025, Amin would spark massive outrage across social media after walking up to random strangers and sticking them with a fake syringe. But despite how horrifying it was, Amin only doubled down, taking his pranks to shocking new levels. This didn't go unnoticed, as many began calling him out for his outright reckless behavior. If you jab me with something, there's no way in hell I'm letting you casually run away. What the f? Following this, karma came quickly, as just 3 months later, Amin would be sentenced to 6 months in jail, along with being fined 1,500 pounds and banned from owning firearms for 3 years. But Amin's downfall was far from over, as not long after, his shocking history of assault and harassment would resurface, painting a much darker picture of who he really was, which is when popular YouTuber Penguin0 would speak out on the matter.
That's extremely scary. Like, if that shit happened to me, I would be living at a doctor's office for like a year. I'd be like a lab rat being tested every single day just to try and ensure for my own mental well-being that I didn't just get like injected with the T-virus or something.
And even the internet wasn't holding back. Nah, screw 6 months, put him on death row, and then when he's on the chair, tell him it's a prank and put him in jail for 6 years. I love the fact that the coward never seemed to stab anyone bigger than him. Since then, Amin has deleted his TikTok account and has been inactive on all social media platforms, suggesting he has finally realized the repercussions of his actions. But while Amin became a cautionary tale of what not to do as a prankster, Gideon would be the exact opposite and use his past mistakes to fuel one of the greatest comebacks in YouTube history. With over 8 million subscribers on YouTube, Gideon first rose to fame with hilarious IRL pranks.
Hello?
What did you get for B?
Huh?
What did you get for B?
I think the answer was like, I think it was C.
I'll show you the professor's coming.
And while he was loved for these pranks, some of them did land him in trouble, like the time he was arrested for trespassing at a mall.
Oh, you're gonna arrest a senior citizen?
But despite this, these were only little altercations, and Gideon never would get anyone else hurt in his pranks. However, this all changed in 2022 after Gideon sparked controversy by telling his fans to raid Pokemon's stream.
Who is Gideon?
As a result, this move landed him in serious trouble, earning an immediate Twitch ban and forcing him to apologize to Pokemon publicly. But rather than letting it define him, Gideon completely pivoted his content, launching EDP Watch, a series dedicated to exposing online PDF files.
Nick, are you gonna send pics to girls anymore? Is this your last time? Are you ever gonna talk to girls? Are you ever gonna invite a girl to your job again?
Since this change, Gideon has contributed to the identification and arrest of multiple alleged PDFs across the United States and continues to earn support from all corners of the internet. I like how Gideon went from public nuisance to public servant. This man is doing all of us a huge favor. If not for him, people wouldn't know about these creepy dudes, so thank you EDP Watch for keeping us safe. But unlike Gideon, who continues to use his platform for good, the same thing can't be said about prankster Neon, who uses his platform for something much worse. Back in December 2019, during Neon's rise to fame, his brother would leave his fans in disbelief after revealing Neon was suffering from a serious brain tumor, to which Neon would respond the following day, giving his so-called final words.
This stuff that's happening is not something to joke around about. You know, what's happening with me is not something that should be joking around about. You guys should not be playing around about this, bro. This is actually serious stuff that people go through, bro. And there's no reason to make a joke out of it. If you guys are making fun of me or laughing and saying it's fake, then you guys are just terrible people.
But as shocking as this was, nothing could prepare fans for what came next, as just days later, his younger brother would announce that he'd suddenly passed away. However, while fans were still mourning the loss, Neon would suddenly reappear thanks to what he claims as a miraculous operation.
So it was just a really emotional time, and I wasn't posting any videos or anything. So The surgery was 2 days ago. I've been resting, relaxing.
But despite these claims, it didn't take long for the internet to realize the unlikelihood of his story. Man had brain surgery and was back home making videos in 2 days. Not to mention, they did it without shaving his head. Impressive. Eventually, fans put the pieces together and realized that Neon had actually been lying, resulting in a massive wave of backlash. I used to have 3 to 5 seizures a day, and hearing some kid fake all of that for some clout is sickening. Now, with the backlash piling up, Neon did eventually delete the videos. However, this did little to curb his thirst for clout, as in May 2023, he'd take things even further, openly harassing people live on stream.
Oh my god, you fucking ugly whore. Holy you're hideous. You're a idiot. Stop. Please. Hideous.
Unfortunately, this controversial behavior on stream wasn't a one-time thing, as in July 2024, Neon would finally get a taste of his own medicine after asking MMA fighter Nate Diaz this question during a press conference.
When you do get knocked out, are you gonna retire?
Leading Neon to get attacked while he was leaving the venue.
I'm sorry.
Neon has got to be the most insufferable person online at the moment. I have never seen a human being as metaphorically and literally weasel-like as Neon. But while Neon became hated for his constant need for clout and attention, Canel Joseph would be loved for keeping it real with his audience. With a loyal fan base of over 3 million subscribers, Canel first exploded onto the scene in 2021 for his wildly hilarious pranks.
I'm trying to get a PS5, you know, trying to trade in some old games, hopefully. I have 5 Nights at Diddy's.
Can't do this one. Oh, my bad.
That's Overwatch edition.
What?
Yeah.
And even the cops were not left out of his trolling.
Come on, little fella. It's fresh. You want the donut?
What y'all doing over there, man?
I'm just trying to like look for your kind.
Yeah, you got an ID on you?
I have a fishing license.
I haven't laughed this hard at prank videos in a long time. Social anxiety fears this man. Due to the support from viewers, Canel would surpass 800,000 subscribers the following year. And by early 2025, he hit the 3 million subscriber mark on YouTube. But despite this success, his journey to get there hasn't come without some altercations. As in 2024, while hosting a cooking segment, he got robbed live on stream.
Yo, chill out, bro, chill out.
Run everything the fuck. You think I'm playing?
However, things got even worse when in January 2025, he was temporarily banned on Twitch for recording someone without his consent. But due to his well-loved personality and hilarious content, fans immediately took his side. If Twitch bans Canel, then I ban Twitch. Following his unban, Canel has returned to Twitch, where he continues entertaining his audience. But while Canel's reputation remains intact, this next streamer would completely destroy his reputation after a series of pranks gone horribly wrong. Back in January 2020, notorious prankster Vitaly would spark outrage across social media after climbing the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Absolutely breathtaking. This is incredible, guys. Stop the war, help Australia. Let's raise money. I did this for a good cause.
And while this stunt landed him in an Egyptian jail for 5 days, just 4 months later, he'd be arrested yet again for the brutal assault of a female jogger after consuming several grams of psychedelic mushrooms.
Put your hand on the car, man. No, just put your hand on the car.
Just lean on the car, please.
Lean on the car right there.
And as you can imagine, this was not well received by the internet. I remember when I used to watch this guy every week, ashamed what he turned into. Following the backlash, Vitaly would lie low for a while, but this wouldn't last long, as in April 2025, he'd take his reckless stunt to the Philippines, where he'd immediately start harassing and stalking the locals.
I have a very important question for you. Can I shove this up your...
What?
Can I put this in your...
And as if harassing the innocent security guard wasn't bad enough, his next move only made things worse. And this disturbing behavior would continue for a while.
Can I give you a kiss? No, I have a question for you.
But what made the internet erupt in outrage was when he singled out an unsuspecting old lady and did this.
Chat, excuse me, madam, I'm gonna rob you if you keep walking away.
I want to give you money. No? Okay.
No.
Okay, because you got a COVID mask, you liberal f.
I've hated him since before he attacked that woman runner. He's a monster. I can't understand. How does he even have an audience? I can't watch him for 2 minutes without feeling extreme cringe and disgust. But despite these comments, Vitaly wouldn't listen, and following a string of complaints by the locals, he'd finally be arrested by the cops just days later. As of October 2025, Vitaly is still in a Philippine jail and could potentially face up to 24 years if convicted, leaving him recognized as one of the most controversial pranksters on the internet. A sharp contrast to prankster Balin Levine, who steered clear of any legal trouble despite his huge fan base. Back in January 2018, a then 17-year-old Balin would take YouTube by storm with his outrageous pranks like farting on people.
Sorry. Oh, gassy.
And while fans couldn't get enough of his humor, not everyone found it funny, as just 6 months later, he revealed that his pranks had forced his high school to make a shocking decision.
So I got called in to my school's office a couple weeks ago, and they brought me in, and they told me I'm out.
But that setback didn't slow him down, as by July 2020, Balin hit the impressive 1 million milestone on YouTube.
Wow. That is crazy, dude.
Balin Levine for passing 1 million subscribers, baby.
Riding on that momentum, Balin would pour his creativity into something bigger, and 4 years later, he'd release his very own parody movie of the popular show Cobra Kai.
You gotta look your opponent dead in the eye.
Dead in the eye. All right.
You do this little move.
Okay.
Get your knuckles.
Okay.
You take it back.
Okay.
And right in his chest. Boom.
Okay. All right.
How you doing?
Easy.
As simple as that. All right. There you go. Yep.
Oh,
But beyond his daring projects, what truly earned admiration from fans was his generosity.
it's for you. Here you are. Of course, of course.
This king just earns more of my respect every week. I love how supportive and real Balin is to his fans and everyone around him. As of today, Balin continues to pump out content and is always finding new ways to keep his fans entertained. But while Balin is loved for staying true to himself, Jack Doherty would be hated for his reckless stunts and controversial behavior. Rising to fame back in 2016, Jack built a massive following of 15 million subscribers with outrageous pranks that often saw him wreaking havoc at his local Walmart.
Guys, you better shut off the lights on Walmart.
Oh my god. But things got worse when he began provoking strangers on the street, only to retreat behind his bodyguard when threatened.
What? Little prank, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah. Yeah.
And he even began directing his bodyguard to do his dirty work.
Just stop. Don't walk.
Leading many of the internet to regularly leave him comments like, "Calling Jack Doherty trash is an insult to trash itself." Ignoring this backlash, Jack kept pushing the limits. But in October 2024, it all came to a head when he crashed his $200,000 McLaren while on his phone. And even worse, after they both got out of the crash, Jack would shock his viewers with a lack of concern for his cameraman's injuries.
Did you ever film on that phone too? My car is totaled, bro. Oh my god.
The fact that his friend was bleeding from the head due to a crash that Jack caused, and he was only worried about him holding the camera, is disgusting. Jack Doherty should be the guy that educators use to show kids what a toxic cycle of clout results in. In the end, Jack's reputation has completely gone downhill, leaving him recognized as one of the most hated pranksters on YouTube, unlike Nico Omalana, whose content is loved by fans for doing what no one dares to do. Recognized as a member of the loved YouTube group Beta Squad, Nico first rose to fame back in 2018 with his hilarious street prank videos.
You think I wouldn't remember your face?
Sorry?
You bullied me in high school.
Oh yeah, sorry, man.
Thank you, man. Oh my gosh. What was that word? Thanks for the love, man. Have a nice day in New York City. Even though you didn't actually bully me, I just made it up.
But thank you, man. I really sorry.
But on May 13, 2022, he took his content to a whole new level by disguising himself as a BBC reporter to interview the most racist man in America.
This is America's most racist man, and this is the story of how I found this man and tricked him into giving me an interview.
And after making sure he was comfortable, Nico would then fool him into shouting out some absurd usernames.
Thank you all the people from the UK Stand With KKK. Right here we have Thomas, and he's going to be shouting your names out.
IMAP?
You say?
IMAP, you say? I don't know my IMAP, you say, but IMAP, you say says can't wait. And Sue Kametic. Sue.
Sue Kametic.
Yeah, Sue Kametic?
Yeah.
I guess I pronounced that right. Yeah. Says, love him.
But just when it seemed he'd gone too far, Nico would take things even further, tricking the Triple K leader into supporting Black Lives Matter.
And we got a BLM?
BLM.
BLM?
Yeah.
So he's the best, I guess.
Shout out BLM.
Shout out to you, and then...
So shout out to who?
To BLM.
And due to how daring this stunt was, the video immediately blew up on the internet, reaching over 40 million views, with many fans leaving behind comments like, "This guy has some balls joking with the leader of the Triple K the way he did. I respect that. When he started trolling, I was fearing for my man's life. Glad nothing went wrong." Following this, Nico would go on to create a string of videos exposing racism. And despite the fact that he doesn't post regularly, his videos still rack up millions of views each time, earning himself a spot as one of the most loved pranksters on YouTube. At the end of the day, every prank leaves a lasting impression, good or bad. But while some pranksters let their thirst for clout define them, others show that respect can be earned through creativity. But even the most creative voices on YouTube aren't safe from judgment. Click the video on screen now to see the most loved versus most hated commentary YouTubers.